All right. So, some goodish news. The Texas woman, Kate Cox, is going to be getting an abortion, but she's doing it by leaving the state. So that's why I said goodish news. Because it's not because Texas decided that they actually possess humanity. No, it's because she just couldn't handle it anymore. She desperately needs this abortion. So she's just leaving the state. And we do not know what state she's going to, which is probably for the best because I would not be surprised if Texas doesn't try to track her down and, make her, punish her even more. And makes me wonder what's going to happen to the lawyers now because they've announced it. And I believe that vigilante law is still on the books. So they can be sued for helping her procure an abortion. So there could be still more to this drama. All right, so let's just get to the article. A pregnant Texas woman who is seeking court permission for an abortion in an unprecedented challenge to one of the most restrictive bans in the U.S. could not wait any longer and went to another state, her attorneys said Monday. The announcement came as Kate Cox, whose fetus has a fatal condition, was waiting for the Texas Supreme Court to rule whether she could legally receive an abortion. Her baby's diagnosis has low survival rates, and her attorneys said continuing the pregnancy jeopardized both her health and ability to have more children, which apparently Texas does not give a shit about, which should not surprise anyone who's been paying attention. Her health is on the line. She's been in and out of the emergency room, and she couldn't wait any longer, said Nancy Northrup, president and CEO of the Center for Reproductive Rights, which has represented Cox. The organization did not disclose where Cox went. On Monday, she would have been 20 weeks and 6 days pregnant. Like I said, I don't blame them for not disclosing where she went because I wouldn't put it past the Texas authorities to try to bring her home kicking and screaming. It wouldn't surprise me at all. And also trying to, attack the doctor who performed the abortion in the other state or something. Because we don't know if this is the same doctor that she was going to go to in-state. The court, which is made up of 9 Republican justices, had given no timetable for a ruling. Right, because, Kate has all the time in the world for a decision. On Friday night, the court had paused a lower judge's order that gave Cox permission for an abortion. Cox, a 31-year-old mother of 2 from Dallas, had been to the emergency room at least 4 times since becoming pregnant in August, according to her attorneys. Cox was believed to be the first woman in the U.S. to ask a court for permission for an abortion since Roe v. Wade was overturned last year. Her lawsuit quickly became a high-profile test of bans in Texas and a dozen other GOP-controlled states where abortion is prohibited at nearly all stages of pregnancy. Days after Cox filed her lawsuit, a pregnant woman in Kentucky also asked a court to allow an abortion. There has been no ruling yet in that case. Earlier Monday, 2 medical groups in the U.S. urged the Texas Supreme Court to rule in favor of Cox. Her attorneys said she had been to the emergency at least 4 times since becoming pregnant again in August. Texas's abortion ban makes narrow exceptions when the life of the mother is in danger, but not for fetal abnormalities. Now, but the life of the mother is in danger. They've established that. What? Republican Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, Lord, who has defended the state's strict anti-abortion laws for nearly a decade, argued that Cox did not demonstrate that the pregnancy had put her life in danger. What exactly would convince you, dumbass? I mean, seriously. She's been to the emergency room 4 times. Trisomy 18 is a fatal condition. That baby is not going to have a life regardless of what you say about how permanent an abortion is, as if she would live a long, healthy, happy life. I do not understand. The Texas legislature did not intend for courts to become revolving doors of permission slips to obtain abortions, Paxton's office wrote in a filing to the state Supreme Court last week. I have an idea. If you didn't want to be the courts to be a revolving door permission slips, how about you just let the doctors practice medicine and you stay the hell out of it? And that way the courts don't become this revolving door permission slips because it won't be up to them. Dr. Leah Zahidi Sprong, a maternal fetal medicine specialist in Colorado and a fellow with Physicians for Reproductive Health, said when the lethal fetal anomalies are diagnosed, there's only risk to that pregnant person and no benefit, unfortunately, for that innocent child. You are putting your body through risks without any benefit because prolonging the pregnancy doesn't change the survival rate. Doctors told Cox that her fetus has a condition known as trisomy 18, which has a very high likelihood of miscarriage or stillbirth and low survival rates, according to her lawsuit filed last week in Austin. They also told Cox that inducing labor or carrying the baby to term could jeopardize her ability to have another child. All wonderful reasons to have an abortion. I just do not understand why Texas hates women so much. Trisomy 18 occurs in approximately 1 in 2,500 diagnosed pregnancies, according to the American College of Obstetricians and Gynecologists and the Society for Maternal Fetal Medicine. There is no live birth in about 70% of pregnancies involving the diagnosis that proceed past 12 weeks gestational age, according to a legal filing that the two groups submitted to the court. The termination of pregnancies because of fetal anomalies or other often fatal medical problems is seldom discussed in national debates over abortion, and I don't understand why. There are no recent statistics on the frequency of terminations for fetal anomalies in the U.S., but experts say it's a small percentage of total procedures, which shouldn't matter at all. If a woman needs an abortion, it shouldn't matter if it's because it's a rare condition or not. If she needs an abortion, she needs an abortion, and it shouldn't be anybody else's decision but between her physician, and, like in this case, her family, her husband, who is, of course, supportive of her because he's not a misogynistic asshole. He actually cares about his wife and wants her to be healthy and happy and not have to go through this trauma of carrying a pregnancy to term that could destroy her life, and as his one physician mentioned, doesn't do shit for the baby. That baby is not surviving. So she's going through all this pain and anguish just to undergo the mental torture of, at best, watching her baby die in a week. I just do not see how horrible of a person you have to be to think that this is okay. And to claim that, oh, well, she's not giving us enough evidence. What exactly do you need? I mean, Jesus Christ, just admit it. Cruelty is the point. Just admit right now that you don't actually give a crap about these women. You want them to suffer. Because you somehow feel like, I don't know, like this is some curse from God. Like, oh, she's a horrible person? How is she a horrible person? I mean, it's just so stupid and barbaric. And, you know, if I were this woman, I would, not only would I leave the state to get an abortion, I wouldn't come back. I mean, this state has proven that they do not care about me. So why would I want to live there? And I'm sure that what obstetricians and gynecologists there are going to consider leaving the state as well, because, well, they're not allowed to practice medicine now, are they? Because this fuck nugget decides that he knows better than these doctors what medicine, how to practice medicine. Because at the end of the day, abortion is medical care. Whether you agree with abortion or not, and like I mentioned before, nobody wants an abortion. Nobody likes abortion. So obviously people aren't just having an abortion for shits and giggles. They're having it because they need it. So it's just mind-boggling how cruel you have to be that at this point you're still saying, I still don't believe you. I mean, like I said, at this point, just admit you are a cruel person and you just want to see women suffer. Because I do not see what else you're accomplishing at this point. You're accomplishing nothing but being shown to be a cruel excuse for a human being. But anyway, that is the end of that article. And I really hope that this woman is able to have a happy life, that she's able to recover from this, because, my God. But like I said, I hope that after she has her abortion, she comes back, gets her affairs in order, and leaves the state, because the state has proven they don't want her there. So anyway, with that, I will see you guys in the next video.